Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. If you're listening to this voiceover, you have already been evaluated or are being evaluated for one of our exclusive hoops teams, and you're probably wondering now what's next. So, that is what we're about to get into. Again, for those of you that do not know our mission and core values, our mission is to develop youth at every level to become successful student athletes and achieve college scholarships through the game of basketball. Our core values are accountability, resilience, passion, and integrity, as well as teamwork. We have shared principles here, and one of them is we believe in strong communication and keeping everyone consistently informed. If you are here, we hope you are teaching your athlete the same principles that guide our very organization. We have gone through already our top training and our equipment that we do offer. If you have listened to the prior voiceover to this one, what I kind of wanted to get into for those of you who are not aware of AAU versus rec ball, middle school, and high school basketball. AAU basketball is a very competitive play at a higher level, exposure to college scouts, and development opportunities that go year round. For rec ball, middle school, and high school ball, obviously everyone knows that's more local play. Rec ball is your lower level play, nothing like even middle school or high school basketball or even AAU basketball. Kind of getting your feet wet, the YMCA, oh, everybody wins, not a lot of development on skills, that sort of stuff. But then middle school and high school basketball, also very much local play. They're supposed to build on fundamental skills. Unfortunately, though, that we have seen with middle school and high school basketball, you're playing a lot of local talent versus AAU. You're playing the best talent, pretty much all throughout the state. Your local talent, it may be just those players that are zoned for that school, and they had to have a team. So what we always tell people is just because you made your middle school and high school team does not mean that you are ready for AAU. Is basketball really that competitive? Yes, basketball is highly competitive, especially now. There are a lot of parents that we are now finding, used to play maybe basketball back in the days or whatever, and think that it is totally different or not different than it was back in the day. But we will tell you that just increased opportunities for college scholarships, NIL deals, just everything has kind of just changed the whole atmosphere of basketball. Year-round training and tournaments, higher skill expectations from a young age. Yes, basketball is extremely competitive now. Can my inexperienced athlete join Exclusive Hoops? Absolutely. As we said before, we are a development focused organization, and your athlete can join Exclusive Hoops, but you will not make it on one of our teams essentially if you lack the skills needed to actually play on an AAU team. So we would place you on our Exclusive Hoops AAU prep training program, and these training sessions are used to build foundational skills that you will need to play in AAU. This is some information about our Exclusive Hoops AAU prep training program. And the only reason I'm putting this slide in here is because there may be some or a lot of you that may end up in this program. If you go through our evaluations, we do put you against other players your age. We also put you against some of our top international players, some of our top next pro players that we have in our organization. And if you cannot hang with those players within your age group, you will probably make it on our AAU prep training program. And it's not a diss to anyone. It's not, basically saying, hey, yeah, you're just horrible. It just means that we're trying to put you in the best light so you can be able to compete, because it would be a disservice if we just place you on a team just to place you on a team like some of these other organizations will do. And then when you go, and play in a tournament, you are getting embarrassed or can't even bring the ball off the court. So that's why we have our AAU prep training program available. Now, so for most of you athletes, hopefully, that do make our regional AAU team, the cost is always the question, right? It's not free. For those of you who do not know anything about AAU and that are used to rec ball or middle school or high school ball, AAU is and can be expensive, but we don't even want to call it expensive. We always call it an investment towards your athlete's future, especially for those who are trying to actually play in college. Those players that do not play AAU don't really, get college offers and stuff. It's just a fact. So AAU is kind of where you have to maneuver and kind of go through to be able to get those offers. So what's the cost? AAU season, we actually, it's supposed to be from April to July, but for those that are trying out now, you will be coming in March, and that's, try to get acclimated with the organization, get started before we actually go into AAU season in April. And so the season is March through July. There are 2 days a week of practices/training, and they're an hour and a half each. And then we also have now included or incorporated, mandated, I should say, 4 additional mandatory training sessions per month. So 2 tournaments a month also will be starting in April. There'll be one in March to kind of like a kickoff tournament. And the tournaments are $50 each, and the tournaments are paid up front. So our monthly fee is $300. That includes the mandatory discounted training. So how much do you have to pay? So basically, as I said, tournaments are prepaid. So as I stated above, there's 2 tournaments a month, one in March and then two in April, May, June, and July. So that's $450. That will be the first payment that must be paid. We have to prepay our tournaments because we have to go ahead and get our teams in the Easter Classic, AAU Classic, all of these big tournaments that do sell out pretty quickly. So that is the first payment that must be paid. And then your monthly payments are due every fifth of the month, and those are $300. Payment plans in the system are broken down into basically the way it's going to work is we have 3 payment plans. We do have those that want to pay the whole thing. We've had that in the past. If you want to pay the whole season in full, it would be $1,950 if you want to pay it in full. Then our next payment option is you can pay in monthly payments. But remember that first payment of $450 will be due upon registration because that's paying for all of your tournaments up front. And then on the 5th of the March, you would pay $300. And then every month after that, you'll see $300, $300, $300 until July. We do not have you keep your card or anything on file, but you do have to go in the system on the 5th and pay. If you are not paid up, you will not be allowed into practice. So we do actually watch that. And then we do have a third payment installment option, and that is for you to pay the first payment of $450 upon registration, like I said, for the tournaments. And then we can split the $300 monthly fee into 2 payments. Usually the first one's due on the 5th of $150, and then the next one we do on the 15th for $150. Those are kind of your payment options. This does not include, by the way, the uniform fee is an additional $300 one-time fee. That includes your home and away jersey set, your book bag. That includes your practice jersey as well as a shooting shirt. And that is not optional, it is mandatory, but you are able to pay that as well through our website online, and we would give you that information. And they take Klarna, Afterpay, Shop Pay, all that sort of stuff to maybe kind of do a payment plan for the uniforms. Importance of training. Training is essential for athletes who aspire to play AAU basketball because the competition is highly competitive and requires advanced skills, physical fitness, and mental toughness. Regular training helps athletes improve their fundamentals, such as shooting, ball handling, and defense, while also building strength, speed, and endurance to keep up with the fast-paced games. Additionally, training prepares players to perform under pressure, adapt to high-intensity environments, and stand out among peers, increasing their chances of success and potential recruiting opportunities. If my athlete doesn't make the team, well, remember, as we said before, no need to worry. We're a development-based organization. Your athletes will be placed in the program that is best for their current skill and development. Your athlete will be placed on one of our 3 teams that we discussed. So remember, if they're not, skill-wise good enough to be placed on one of our AAU teams, we will place them on our AAU prep training program, and they will have an individualized training program, and their goal would be to make one of our regional AAU teams. Our regional AAU team members that make that team will always have the opportunity to possibly be called up or moved up to one of our next Pro Puma Circuit teams if their skills develop and they kind of go and ball out. We have a lot of people that are, wanting to be on our Puma team so bad, but they're not even dominating in the regular regional AAU teams. And that's exactly why, we do place them on the regional teams. So don't take it as I said before, as oh, I'm just, a horrible player or your player is not great if they're not placed on the team that they want to be placed on. There's always opportunities for everyone to move up. Next steps. So we want to make sure that you guys sign in and that the facility has the correct contact information. And that's why you should have listened to the voiceover prior to this one about what to expect on evaluation day. All athletes will be contacted via email and text message of what team your athlete's going to be placed on. And then you must accept the offer. It's actually going to be within 48 hours of receipt of your offer. You'll receive a registration link to complete after accepting your offer, and then you'll be scheduled for a new parent athlete orientation where we'll make sure you are familiar with all of the things our organization has to offer and what to expect for the next season. And as I closed out my other voiceover before, don't be upset with the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. Success comes from effort, consistency, and dedication. And the reason why we always want to end with that quote is we have a lot of athletes coming to try out here for especially our big tryout here tomorrow. And all I can say is everyone thinks, they're going to make a team. But what I love to ask people is, have you actually been training every single day? Have you ever even played on an AAU team before? Do you actually play ball consistently? I usually get no, no, no to these answers, but then you think you're going to come and just make one of our teams. It doesn't work like that, you guys. You have to put in the work. You have to be dedicated, and it's not just going to fall on your lap. We are one of those organizations, as I said before, that are not just going to place you on a team, and we're going to be very honest with you. It's on you whether to believe us or not. We've had some people, not believe us and then try to go to other organizations, and then they'll put them on a team, but then they're sitting on a bench. And that's because they didn't really feel that you had the skill to play on the team. It was just more a money grab and they just took your money. We are never going to take anyone's money. We're always going to be very honest with you. We also do evaluations throughout the season, usually when you first get on the team, and then sometimes there at the end of the season, just so we're all on the same page about your development. So if you would like to, be with an organization that actually truly wants to develop the youth, and that's personally as well, we have, mentorship courses, and we have a lot of stuff that we offer where we'd be thrilled to be a part of your athlete's basketball journey. So welcome to the chosen few. Together, let's change the direction of youth sports by focusing on the development and future of each athlete, building skills, character, and opportunities for long-term success. If any of you guys have any questions about pricing or any of that, my name is Latoya. I am the Assistant Program Director for Exclusive Hoops. I will not be at the tryouts, the main ones tomorrow. I'm actually out of town for my daughter's competitive cheer, but I will be available after that to go over any questions that you guys need. And we have some awesome team parents and liaisons for our organization that can also help you and guide you. Welcome again, once again, and we hope to see everyone here soon. Have a great night.